Narendra Modi government is all set to give a multi-billion-dollar push to get India completely to switch over from petrol and diesel vehicles to electric vehicles by 2030. But interestingly, the government will not resort to subsidies to drive its point home. Here's that exclusive story.
By about 3 years from now, or let's say by 2022, you'll see a massive engagement with electric mobility in India.
The government wants to change not just the landscape of India's auto industry, it wants to change the very foundation it's been built on. And that also means a change in approach. For the first time, the government will not be depending on subsidies to entice Indians to step out of their petrol and diesel vehicles and strap themselves into an electric one. It will instead bank on bulk purchases of electric vehicles for government use to increase economies of scale and bring down costs, along the line of the successful LED program or Ujala. CNBC TV 18 learns the phase 1 of the EV mission will focus on intra-city public transport. The policy is expected to start in October with the introduction of electric three-wheelers. By December, electric buses should hit the roads in big cities and then begin their drive towards rural India. We also learn that TVS and M&M will participate in the electric three-wheeler program, while Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland are ready with electric prototype of buses. But in a twist, these electric vehicles will be sold without batteries. This will automatically make the vehicles 30 to 50% cheaper. The drivers, meanwhile, will lease the batteries and swap discharged batteries for fully charged ones at special swapping stations. But this means heavy investment.
CNBC TV 18 learns that top PSUs led by NTPC have agreed to loosen their purse strings. NTPC alone can invest up to 10,000 crore rupees for infrastructure of battery charging and swapping stations. Power Grid, BHEL, Indian Oil Corporation and Hindustan Petroleum may follow suit. This infrastructure building may alone attract over 50,000 crore rupees in next 5 to 10 years.
Public transport is just the beginning. The government will lead by example and plans to throw open an international tender for up to 1,000 cars for government use. It hopes this will incentivize even global vehicle makers like Nissan, Renault and even Volkswagen to participate. The idea, we learn, is to allow the winners to bring in their vehicles into the country without import duties. But not everyone is convinced.
We have to make a realistic preparation. In order to achieve that kind of, if the government is expecting that kind of target, we have to well study that. Otherwise, it is very difficult. It is very difficult to suddenly change one to another. We have to review their idea, the policy, etc. And then we have to communicate with the concerned people.
Well, there is no doubt the government's plan is very, very ambitious, but there is some strong logic behind it which is hard to dispute. Every single day, India is adding 50,000 new vehicles on the road. And yet, when you look at the vehicle penetration per thousand, India stands below 20. It's a fraction of what it is in America, where it's over 700. India is even behind China, where the vehicle penetration out of 1,000 is over 70. So with more economic growth, more and more vehicles are likely to be added on the roads, and it could lead to an urban nightmare in many of our famed metropolitan cities. So the government believes electric vehicles is the cleanest and the greenest way forward. In New Delhi, with Anshu Sharma, this is Ranajay Banerjee.